Is anyone there? Let's see, it says there are, oh, okay, there we go. Hello, Jordan and Mike. Welcome to the Tea Time Hangout. Okay, let me just make sure everybody that is joining us today will actually be joining us. So let's see. Okay. I am quite new to Discord, so definitely learning as I go along, for sure. Can you hear me okay? Hi, Christian. Hi, Kent. So are you guys here on chat, on YouTube? Are you part of the Tea Time Discord channel, or are you just only able to access the general tab? This is going to be a little bit of a troubleshooting live stream to start, but once we get in the swing of things, it'll be a lot more interesting from the get-go, but we just need to get sorted out first. Okay, so for those of you who are not able to see the Tea Time text channel, it probably means that you have not yet properly connected your Patreon account to Discord. And Carver, that's a great question if you're supposed to chat in or Discord. That I don't know yet, so I wanted to kind of feel this out and see how you guys felt about which chat channel you prefer. In the future, hopefully everyone who has access to the Tea Time Hangout will be on Discord, and we could move there if you guys want, but if it just doesn't make sense, we totally don't have to do that. We can just keep it here on YouTube if that's just way easier, because that's fine too. So for those of you who can't see the Tea Time tier, what you can do is, I don't know if you've tried this yet, but I posted yesterday a link to the Patreon's guidelines for connecting the two together. And once you do that properly, you'll be recognized in Discord. This is done as the tier that you are in, and in the future, if we decide to do like more secret tier-based things, then you'll have access to that based on which one you are in. Okay, so good. Okay, for now, let's just stay on the YouTube chat, just because, like I see Christian, you said you're on iPhone, and you can't do YouTube and Discord at the same time, which is totally fine. So let's stay here for now, and just, maybe move over to Discord if that's something you guys want. If not, we definitely don't have to do it. So let's see, there's 10 people here now. Let me just double check and see if anyone else is joining us. Okay. Is anyone else here? Okay. Sorry, guys. Okay. Yeah, cool. So Josh, you are of the YouTube chat team as well. That's probably the easier way. And maybe we can just leave the tea time chat open in case you guys want to chat there afterwards, or we can just, it'll just be another place where you can chat about things we talked about in tea time. So I think, this might have been a smaller group because of the earlier time, but I know some people are located in the GMT, I think, time zone. So I'm not sure exactly what time that is, maybe 8 p.m. or something. But I'm curious to know where everyone's located and what time zone you're in. Because right now for me it's 12 p.m. It's noon, and so just trying to get a read on who can, in the future, can make streams like this. And like I said in my previous post, we'll kind of, we'll throw a bunch of different times and dates in the mix and kind of keep them on a rotation, so that a lot of people can join it if they're part of the tea time too. Okay, so 3 p.m. Yeah, okay. Yeah, it seems like a lot of us are, quite a few of us are here on the West Coast. The West Coast. 9 p.m. from Amsterdam. Oh. Okay, cool. Some more people are joining us. Welcome to tea time. Okay. Portland. Okay, good. So, seems like we've got 13 people here. 14 now. That's great. So, I guess basically what we're going to do here for tea time is just kind of like catch up with each other. You guys can ask me questions about things, and yeah, it's just going to be a very chill kind of live stream hangout session. So yeah, I guess I'll talk about things that are going on and things I'm going to be doing. Today is Saturday, so I guess next week, what things I'm working on. Today is Saturday. I'm going to take it easy today. Last week was pretty crazy, as you guys probably know, with the Patreon launch and the Face My Fears cover, getting all that completed on time. So that was pretty hectic. I think I'm going to take just kind of the weekend and play some video games and just enjoy myself a little bit. And then for next week, I think right, for people who are part of the Studio Access tier, I have most of the material ready to edit video-wise for that walkthrough of Face My Fears. So I lost my train of thought. I can't remember what I was saying. Oh, right, the Studio Access tier. So hopefully I'll be able to get that to you guys next week, and as well as the thank you videos. There are a few more people that I'm going to be sending those out to. So there we go. And thank you. Yeah, I know. I can't believe you've reached 119 patrons. That's really, really insane. Like, I just did not expect that at all. It was really just kind of overwhelming that you guys would want to be a part of this. And I mentioned this in my my thank you video, but it's just made me feel a lot like optimistic and just more, I guess, like productive in stuff that I'm doing musically, and knowing that there is this audience that is excited to hear. So Josh is asking, has the Patreon launch worked out on your end? Are there platforms pretty critical? I think so far, yes. I haven't really run into many issues with Patreon. I think the majority of my just kind of roadblocks have been on Discord just because I'm not familiar with the platform yet, and it's just going to take some time for me to like familiarize myself with all the terms and like different bots and all these things. Are you guys, do you regularly use Discord, or is it something that's kind of new to you guys as well? I know that it's very like heavily used for gamers, um, and I know a lot of other patrons who are no, not patrons, creators on Patreon who use it. So I thought I'd give it a go, and it's really cool to have this place to just chat with you guys because like I used to play a lot of online video games growing up. Like you could chat and meet people, and so I haven't done that in a while, and this just kind of made me feel nostalgic, just like checking in with chat and seeing who's online. So it's kind of fun for me. Um, let's see. Got it. So it's pretty much a mix of you guys who use it for gaming, and some of you are first-time users, much like me. So we're all kind of in the same boat there, which is great. Oh, thank you, Josh. I am so happy that, even though you aren't familiar with Patreon, that you kind of took the plunge and decided to support me. So thank you so much. So what about you guys? What things are you kind of looking forward to next week or maybe this weekend? I know that I love just hearing about things that people are doing and kind of picturing their lives. So yeah, I'd love to hear about that. Let's see a question here from Mike. So Mike, that's a really good question. You're asking, with your successful Patreon launch, what was something that you thought was outside of your reach, be it new songs or albums, but is not obtainable because of that launch? So far, it's been amazing. I am renting a small studio space to do recording, and as of right now, most of the expenses for that are being covered from you guys, which is amazing, which means I can just be over there more and not worry so much about making sure I meet that studio rent. Because it is a really wonderful space for me to be creative and just like focus on not only music, but painting birdhouses and just doing all sorts of other creative things. So, the more I can keep that space a constant thing, the better. So that has been wonderful. It's also just kind of opened the doors to a lot of possibilities. Like I love, 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 love making music videos. And, I used to just kind of do it myself in the past. My mom would help me a lot. She would kind of, I'd tell her what shots to do and she would help me out. But now I feel like I really want to be creating things that are way more professional looking, and so that requires professionals and professional spaces and equipment, and so that all costs a lot of money. And so through you guys, it's been really exciting to kind of think about the things that I'll be able to do in the future. I just, for a Kiki song in particular, I just have this vision for it that is so exciting and I can't wait to do. But yeah, pulling off my vision seems like it would probably be costly. Not too costly, just like, more than I could do by myself. So things like that, it's just, I'm really excited to be doing now, thanks to you guys. Okay, let me read some more of these questions. Oh, thank you. You guys are so sweet. Thank you, Rochelle. I hope I'm pronouncing that right. Thank you so much for your support. And you live in the Midwest. Henry and I have been talking about touring there. He was there for a couple years in the Midwest for college, and was just loved like the setting and the environment and just kind of the atmosphere there. So we've been talking about doing some sort of road trip out there sometime in the future. So that would be amazing. And then hopefully, we can schedule a show near somewhere where you live. Christian, you're on a time crunch. You have to make a lot of art pieces for art class. Inspiration is hard to come by right now, but it's always fun to draw. Is this art class for high school or college or just like a night class or something? I know the feeling when inspiration is hard to come by for sure. I think kind of right now, whenever I do kind of like a bigger project like the Face My Fears thing, I feel a dip of inspiration just because I feel like I've put so much effort into that, and my body and my brain need to just kind of take it easy and refill that well. So I totally get the feeling, but it's always great to remind ourselves that it comes back. It always comes back. And even though it may seem like it's gone forever, it won't be, which is advice I need to keep telling myself too, because I experienced that quite a bit. Let's see. So I love hearing about you guys. It's so interesting to know what's going on in your lives. Let's see. So Jordan is saying, next week, looking to meet a executive producer for a TV show. Wow, very, very cool. Have you always been interested in like, producing for TV and doing stuff for film? And you're also working on a sci-fi novel. That's really interesting. Is that something that has always been like your dream? Is that something you always wanted to do? Hi Kenny. No problem. It's very chill here, so no problem that you're joining kind of later. It's great to have you here. Okay, just quickly checking to Discord, making sure that there are no issues with people trying to connect. Looks like everyone's pretty okay, which is good. I'm going to quickly jump on my Patreon page and make sure there are no comments there in case people can't reach the link or something. Okay. Jordan, you've been working on the novel since you were 12. Wow. That's so wonderful. It's really cool to hear other people who kind of know their kind of dreams and aspirations from earlier on. It's I know that it's also kind of depending on how you were raised and the kind of like parents you had. If you got a lot of support for pursuing your dreams and stuff, so it's always wonderful to hear other people who have found their kind of passions and have been able to pursue it. Let's see. Josh, you are asking what the next step is for All Things New Music. I'm super excited to see your subscriber base pass 100K. Yeah, that's that was crazy. And I just actually submitted. I didn't realize that this was something I could do. I submitted for getting a verification checkmark, which I did. I did get accepted, but they said it's going to take some time for it to actually show up. So that's good. I'll have a check mark by my YouTube name. The next step, that's a great question. I feel like, okay, I'll be honest. For my label, I'm required to do 2 EPs under our first option year. And so that's the next thing I'm doing. I am working on the second EP. I'd love to get it completed as soon as possible and have it released this year. I'm not sure if that would be possible because the label has to kind of, coordinate with other artists on the roster so that our release dates don't, get crossed, and that wouldn't be good. So basically, I guess I'm going to be working on all the music for that. I have about 3 songs, 3 song ideas, 3 demos that I think I will have on EP. I'm not sure. I kind of want to do a more like a chanty kind of EP, one that isn't super focused on songwriting, but more of like production and atmosphere and just general feeling. So, and for music like that, I find it comes a lot easier to me versus like having to write a full song about some sort of narrative. I'm excited because it's also just really fun. I mean, as you guys know, I love harmonies and I love adding layers of instruments and stuff like that. So, yeah, I'm looking forward to making these new songs, and I'll be keeping you guys updated if I have this little demo portion that I feel confident enough in to show you guys. So, is anyone else drinking tea right now, or is it just me? Rochelle, you're wondering, when did I realize my love for music? Pretty early on, I'd say. I've mentioned this a few times before, but I started learning how to play piano when I was like around 5 or something like that. And I wasn't singing it at the time, but I loved just making my own little tunes on the piano. I hated theory. Unfortunately, that was just kind of like, I just wanted to go and just play, and I didn't really care for learning sheet music or anything like that. Side note, I'm glad some of you guys are drinking tea with me. That's nice. I am drinking ginger tea right now, so just a nice way to start the morning/afternoon. But back to your question. So some music, I knew I had some sort of like connection with it pretty early on. I didn't know what exactly I'd do, but I thought maybe I'd be a piano composer or some sort of composer. This was like prior to any sort of vocal stuff happened. So yeah, I did know early on, and I'm so grateful that my parents just kind of let me go with it. And they, when they first put me through lessons with this one really sweet lady, she was very theory oriented, and I couldn't deal. So I was like, I don't want to go to lessons anymore. But my mom was like, you seem to really enjoy this instrument, and you are making your own music, and you should just find a different teacher that kind of understands your process more. And she found this really wonderful guy named Todd, and he taught me how to play by ear, and just really cultivated that want to just create more and make my own music. So yeah, it's been kind of since then I knew that in some way I would be doing music in my life. Okay. Oh, we have a comment here. Okay. Hello, GKvid. I feel weird saying these usernames. I don't know who you guys are, but thank you for joining. Would you consider doing other vegan covers besides Keep Hearts? That's a question I get fairly often. I don't know. For me, whenever I do covers, it always has to come from a place where I feel connected to it. Otherwise, it just feels wrong to me. and honestly, like the Kingdom Hearts series was one of the only series where I felt so just like deeply connected with. Um, and there were tons of other games in my childhood that I loved, like The Sims and like this game called Pets and stuff. But they didn't have like um, music that had lyrics or like an opening theme for like Kingdom Hearts did. So in terms of that, I don't really know if I'll be doing like I don't have anything um, on the books, for doing covers for other video games. But if something feels right, I'm definitely down to do it. And I am, you know, playing more games and being exposed to more music, and so you never know. I don't know. We'll see. Let's see. Mike, you're asking any plans with Parallel in the future, tours maybe? Um, Ideally, we would do a tour that would be Marie, as in me, and Henry, and Parallel. So it would be the three of, well, the two of us, but the three artist band things um, on tour, which would be so much fun because last time Henry and I, when was it? Like before, like in December when we went on the little West Coast tour. It was just so great, and it was so great to have Henry with me on tour because prior to that, I kind of just played solo. And when I lived in New York City, I did hire a band for quite a few shows out there. Um, but once I moved out here, I didn't really know many people, and so it was just easier to play solo um, and easier um, expense-wise, which is another thing. If what you guys are hoping to do is like in the future, definitely having more bandmates on stage would be amazing. So that's something to look forward to. But yeah, on tour, it was really great to have Henry there, and we would love to do something like that again. But to be able to play not only my stuff, but Henry's stuff and our joint stuff as Parallel would just be a lot of fun. So, yeah, I think it's definitely something that will happen in the near future, but, we just gotta get organized and find a booking agent and stuff like that, so, yeah. Mm. Um, oh, okay, so you're getting background noise that sounds like an ocean. That's probably my laptop fan. Oops. Maybe, let me go back here. Let me step back here. Let me know if it becomes annoying. I was going to set up my microphone that I do for the live streams, but we've recently been doing some like redecorating in this room and lost place of my cables. So I was just like, I can't do these right now, so I just grabbed these. But I can definitely use my microphone in the future for the next ones if that helps with the audio. Um, okay, what would need to happen for you to be able to do a tour in Europe? Um, Man, that would be so fun. Uh, what would need to happen? Definitely, definitely would need to hire a booking agent for touring out there. Um, I I've always wanted to do, a tour outside of the United States, and it would be lovely to go to Europe and just tour around and see new sights and meet you guys. But for that to happen, I think step one would be finding the right booking agent um, who can help contact venues and like also kind of get a feel for the draw I have over here because I've never played a show there, and I don't know how many people who are followers of mine would come to the show. So yeah, I just have no idea. I might have a show there and have like two people come, or like 20, I don't know. So I think that's all something I would have to figure out with my booking agent slash tour manager person. Um, so yeah, but I mean, definitely down the road, it's something that will happen for sure. You know, Henry is really excited about the thought of touring internationally and especially visiting Europe. So yeah, it's definitely on our radar for sure. I wonder how much of a lag is. Oh, okay, not too bad. Like a few seconds behind. That's fine. Okay. And I guess I wanted to ask you guys also, like in terms of this Patreon page, are there other things that you'd be interested in seeing or doing or being a part of? Um, I've done a little bit of research, on other musicians on Patreon, and I'm just curious on what kind of things in particular you're interested in seeing on here, because I have a lot of interests, but I want to make sure that I'm, you know, hitting all the points that you guys are also interested in, not just like talking about baked foods and recipes into a void if you guys aren't really interested in that kind of stuff, which is totally fine. Um, but yeah, I'm just curious to know what kind of things you guys are looking forward to and want to see more of, or just like new things in general on the Patreon blog and on Discord. Um, oh, okay. A couple of you would be interested in baking slash cooking videos. That's great to hear. What I will do is get some sort of, well, I didn't even get a tripod for my iPhone for a long time to do some streaming of that sort and not have my phone just kind of like hanging around. So that would be really fun. I'd love to do that. Anything else? Random daily updates of any sort. Definitely would be down to do that. I think I will do that more on Discord. I think I will have like on the top just kind of a channel that's just for like just like mini updates and random things that I'm doing, versus making posts directly on the Patreon page, just because I believe you guys get an email every time I make a post, unless you change your settings, and I don't want to overwhelm your inbox. So I'll probably start that Discord channel pretty soon. Love to see behind the scenes of music videos. Yeah, that would be great too. What I've always wanted to do is have someone not a part of the film crew to just be there to film behind the scenes stuff, because I've tried doing it myself and I'm only able to capture just like a few shots here and there because there's just always been a lot going on when we are filming, especially if I guess all of the music videos I've done I've directed also, so it's directing and acting and doing sound and making sure that everything looks right. There's just, I guess, a lot of things to do. So I would definitely look into I can't talk today. I will definitely be looking into having someone on set that can just take some behind the scenes videos and stuff like that. Mm-hmm. Okay, so let's see. I'll answer this one. A while ago, you did cover Fame for Grey's Anatomy. What was the story behind that? Actually, that was a prompt we got from a sync agency. So not super magical or mystical or anything. But yeah, they were looking for an alternative cover of that song and kind of like a more moody thing. And so, yeah, I just gave it a go and they liked it, which was great. Um, so that one, I didn't get to like add a lot of production and like fun things that I normally do just because I think the timeline and the deadline for that was like they needed it in like 2 days or something. So we really had to be fast about it. So like I honestly can't stand to listen to that song myself just because I know like I'm just like I wish I could have done X Y Z. Um, but I know I mean it's I think one of my more popular songs on Spotify, which is wonderful. But personally, I wish I could have done a little bit more for that song. Um, okay, sorry, I'm reading these comments, trying to figure out which one to answer. If I could choose any artist to collab with, who would I choose? Well, I would just probably say all of my biggest inspirations. Um, like, I love Imogen Heap. I would love to collaborate with her in a dream world. Also, Sigur Rós, Beyoncé, Sufjan Stevens. I'm missing a lot of people, but um, yeah, those are kind of the main ones that come to mind. They've been huge inspirations for me ever since I started. And so being able to collaborate with them would be just a dream come true. Yeah, who knows? Maybe one day. Um, would you be open to write and compose for other artists? So I've done a bit of that while I was in college. I went to, sorry guys, I went to Nashville for a little bit to do some writing, like uh, co-writing for other artists to maybe use songs. And I was in a songwriting class in college that was like specifically for songwriting for other people. But it's just not. It hasn't ever felt natural to me. I think for a lot of people who are like really wonderful lyricists, um, it's a wonderful job for them, and they can really kind of tap into a specific artist and their style, and um, you know, just it works out for them. But for me personally, writing and recording has always been like a super intimate and personal thing, and I just couldn't imagine like writing something and putting so much like of myself into it and then giving it to someone who is not me. um, so that personally has never been something I've been able to comfortably do. I don't know if in the future I'd try again. Also, like collaborations have been a difficult thing for me, just since always. Just because, like I mentioned, it is a really intimate kind of thing for me, and um, music is kind of the one place where I feel like I don't, I don't, how do I word this right away? I don't want to, like, I just don't want to be judged by other people in a weird way. I want to be the most truest self that I can be and the most honest. And um, co-writing, for me personally, kind of makes it difficult. I do have social anxiety, and I'm an introvert, and you know, it's kind of difficult for me in situations like that to be completely just like to be bare and honest, because you worry about, is this good enough? Is this word weird? Am I being awkward? So there's just so many other things that are filling my brain instead of actually writing the music. So yeah, that's always kind of been a difficult thing for me. Don't know if I will do that in the future, but you never know. Maybe if the right prompt or the right artist or the right situation comes along, that, it could all work out. Okay. Oh, thanks, Carver. Thank you for offering to hold the camera if we do some music videos. Let's see. Okay. Oh, bye, Mike. Thank you for joining. I hope you can make the next one, and thank you so much for joining us for this first tea time, and have a great rest of your day. Okay, so Rochelle, you are saying, I first met you 8 years ago, seeing Imogen Heap. What made you comfortable posting YouTube videos? First of all, wow, 8 years. Thank you so much for sticking around for that long. That Imogen Heap video was so long ago. It's so cringy for me to look back on. But what made me feel comfortable posting that was, I don't know. I was such a shy kid growing up. I still am a pretty shy person. But when I signed up for my middle school talent show, I sang and played piano, and I ended up winning. That was kind of the thing that catapulted me to being more serious about music and performing. And so it was after that talent show where I was like, I feel like I have something special to offer the world, and I just want to share it, and I want to see where it goes. And so even though it was really nerve-wracking to post a song on YouTube, the feedback was just so encouraging. And at the time, YouTube, for me, felt more like a really warm community. I think nowadays YouTube has changed quite a bit, but back then I just think it was kind of easier to feel like kind of more connected and feel that like pure support from people. And so, when I started posting a couple more videos and kind of just getting to know the YouTube community more, it was just like I was at the right place at the right time, and it just felt really good to share my stuff with the world and have it be received well. And so that's kind of what started it all. Looks like we're at maybe 35 minutes in now. I'm going to answer a couple more questions, and then I think we will end this tea time. Yeah, figure out when to schedule the next one. But let's see, let me answer a couple more. What games am I playing this weekend? Okay, so I recently started, I guess I also finished the game. I don't know. There's this game, it's called Yonder, and I played it on Switch. I don't know if it's on other platforms. So I was playing that game for maybe like 3 weeks, 2 weeks or something like that, and just like reached the end, but there's still some like quests I can do afterwards if I want to, so maybe I'll do that. I don't know. For those of you who don't know it, it's a really cute and sweet game where you can go through this world, clear this murk is what they call it, and restore peace to the land, and you can farm and you can do quests. So it's like cute and very relaxing. I would say it isn't like as expansive or like compelling to play, compared to Zelda or like Animal Crossing or stuff. It just feels kind of like like just a relaxing game to play now and then with a short lifetime. But it was fun and I enjoyed it. But then I'm gonna get Harvest Moon for Switch and play that because I've really been wanting to do that. Um, and oh, hi Han. What fictional world would you want to live in? Um, hmm, fictional worlds. I don't know. What qualifies as like a fictional world? Like, are you talking about one that like already exists in like books or movies, or one that like I just want to live in? Oh, Final Fantasy. That could be a good option. Is that the one where they all look like cute characters? For Switch. I don't know why that turns me off when I'm like playing like because I Final Fantasy series I really enjoy, um, but when like serious like storylines and characters like get turned into like cute little things, I feel like I'm kind of lost there. So I don't know if that's the one. I don't know if I will play it, but maybe I should give it a chance. If it's not the one, maybe I'll just play that. I don't know which version that is. Um, okay, so they're not cutesy, just cartoony. Yeah, I guess that's kind of the issue I have. Like, when things like that turn cartoony, is the right word. Yeah, I feel a little weird. Unless it starts off cartoony, like Animal Crossing, like I know the world, I get the vibe, I get the brand, that feels great. But if it like changes, I don't know. Maybe I'm just more like traditional. Okay. Okay, so just to answer your question on like video games, books, movies, um, I probably would say like a bunch of Disney movies, Disney worlds, like the world in Tangled, I really, really love, and what else? There's so many. I guess Animal Crossing. I'd love to live in that little town where I can just like plant flowers and um, dig up treasure and go fishing. That sounds like a dream too. Um, okay, so I think we are gonna end this tea time. Um, it's been a real pleasure being able to talk with you guys. Because normally when I live stream or when I do lullaby live streams, we have like a little bit of time afterwards to chat. Um, but there's always like a bunch of questions. Oh, sorry, I think I just clicked the microphone. There's always a bunch of questions I never get to answer, and I really like getting to kind of talk more with you guys and hear about what you're up to. So thank you so much for joining and being a part of this tier. And if you like think of things that um, you want to happen during tea time chats, um, just I guess leave a comment in the tea time text channel, and we can discuss it there. Or yeah, if they're just kind of suggestions or things you think would be nice to kind of touch on while we do the tea times, just let me know. And yeah, I just want to make this an enjoyable and fun experience for you guys too. So yeah, let me know what feels right. Um, and then I guess, oh yeah, we have the Lullaby live stream next week. I think it's on Friday at 6 p.m. EST, 9 p.m. EST. Um, and all that information is in that. I made a post about it a couple days ago. You can find on Patreon. So I guess I'll see some of you guys there. And I think that's it. I think we covered all the things I wanted to cover. So thank you guys so much for your support and for joining me today. Again, I'm sorry my Discord chat is a little bit of a mess right now. I'm still working on it, so just be patient with me, and hopefully soon I'll be able to kind of make it a more fun and engaging place. Okay, so that's all. Thanks again for joining me, you guys, and I will see you guys soon. Okay, bye. Have a really wonderful weekend, and I'll talk